Hey y'all, my name's Seth Packan, and this is Podunk Perspective, a podcast based on the Podunk Perspective. Let's go, Podunk Perspective, we're back. Nolan, thank you for the introduction. I appreciate it. So Madeline Carter, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Tell us how you got into music and where you're from.
Okay, well, the tough questions right off the bat. I'm just kidding. I am from northern Wisconsin. I'm from Eagle River, Wisconsin. And I was going to say St. Germain, but Eagle River's mainly what everybody knows.
The Midwest.
The Midwest. Right. I'm a Midwest girly.
You big cheesehead?
I love cheese.
Nice.
That was our pre-podcast discussion. I'm a cheese girl. But I'm from Eagle River. I moved to Nashville in 2016. So gosh, I was 20. I'm not going to tell you my age. I was an unknown age. Nobody knows. But I was a baby and I had no idea what I was doing, but I was actually in college at the time, which is crazy. And I was on spring break and I walked into Tootsie's and I heard my friend singing that I knew from northern Wisconsin. Awesome. And he was like, "Get on stage, sing a song with me." And I was like, "Okay." And I wasn't even old enough to be in the bar. Nobody knew. Don't tell anybody. And I sang a song and the guy that books the bands was like, "Hey, do you live here?" And I was like, "Yes." I don't know why I said that. I mean, I do now, but at the time I was like, "What?" So, I said yes. And he's like, "Can you come back tomorrow and audition?" I was like, "Sure thing." So I came back the next day. My mom flew in from Wisconsin. I was going to college in Minnesota. I was going at St. Thomas.
This is the best introduction. Like, it's out of a movie to like the Broadway scene.
Yeah,
like music, you know.
Well, my mom.
Nashville.
Normally, you'd call your mom and be like, "Hey, I have an audition in Nashville." They'd be like, "Why are you there? And what are you doing? Get back to school."
Right.
She was like, "Oh, heck yeah, let's go." So came to Nashville, auditioned, and then they were like, "Well, can you work tonight?" And I was like, "Sure." So I sang 10 to Close at Tootsie's with a band. I knew maybe 4 songs.
That's impressive.
But I just kind of wung it. I work best under pressure. When I don't know what's going on, I tend to flourish for some reason. Yeah. That's probably a problem. But anyway, and then I've been here ever since.
That's awesome. Did you do like music growing up, like, you know, as a kid? And like, when did that, you know, come along?
I've always sang, like I've always knew that was the thing for me. There was never a question of, am I going to do anything else? Because nothing interests me. Yeah. Really. I mean, can hold my attention as much as like music can. When I was a kid, we did movie nights every Friday and my parents were like, "Pick out a movie and we'll watch it downstairs." And I picked out either Shania Twain at Soldier Field live or the Backstreet Boys live. That was it. It was like between those two, and then Cars. Like it was between those three, like every time. And so I like just had a love for performing and singing since I was a kid. And then I think when I started to take music seriously, I think I was 13 or 14.
Okay, yeah.
And we did this like Northwoods Idol. And I wasn't old enough to even compete, but I won.
That's sweet.
And that was, I mean, I'm from the tiniest town ever, so like I won.
What's like the age range? Like that was kind of in the, you know,
it was like, it was supposed to be 16 to like 60. Right. And my dad competed and I whooped his ass. Just kidding, Dad.
Sorry, Dad.
I love you, Dad. I didn't whoop your booty. Yes, I did. No, I was like 13 or 14 when I did that. And then when you won that, you got like a regular gig at that bar. Nice. So every Tuesday or Thursday or something, I sang there. And that was like my first gig. That was just kind of how I...
Do you remember how many people were there like at your first gig, you know?
So many.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It was like so cool too because I didn't play guitar yet, so I'd lug my keyboard there. And I had like, I didn't know that I could put guitar tabs on my iPad yet. So I had a book printed out of songs. And if someone came up and they were like, "Hey, can you play this song?" I'd be like, "No, it's not in my book." Like I was so naive and young, but I did that for a full summer.
What songs were you playing?
Oh gosh. Like I remember one that I always did was, I think if I had to have been 13 because it was Need You Now by Lady Antebellum was like really hot then, but
it's a good song.
I wasn't allowed to say like drunk and stuff like that. So like I had to like bleep out that word, which is like not even bad, but like it's so funny to think about. I did like some Lady Gaga songs, like it's been a long time since you came around. That one I did. Yeah, I can't even remember. Like songs I still sing.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Who were some artists that like you would say what kind of influenced you or you grew up on?
Shania, the number one. I mean, I am so obsessed with her. It's ridiculous. Yeah. But she just, if you like listen to like interviews she's done or like kind of, you know, how she made her way in the industry is so sick and so inspiring. And she was also like, when she really started to make it, she was in her mid 30s. And like, that's such a like cool thing that women should know about in the industry is you don't have to be 21. You can be 34 and be extremely successful. But
that was kind of my next question is like, what do you think are the differences that maybe like females have to deal with in the industry compared to like males, you know?
We could do a whole spiel. I think like, and this isn't like a dig because I really like the males in country music now.
Right.
I mean, I always have. I've never looked at a male in country and been like, you shouldn't. Right. You know what I mean? But I think like it's easier for a guy because they're good looking and they wear boots and jeans and put a hat on. Yeah. And they say stuff like girls and trucks and hell yeah. And then people are like, that's amazing. Right. But if I did even just something like that, they'd be like, it's not good enough. I just feel like, I don't know, women in country have to, like, they have to look cool and they have to be super young and they have to be able to belt and have hair down to their butt and be blonde. And it's just like, like I want to be myself.
Who would you say some of those like today, like trailblazers are, you know, that, you know, are kind of pushing through that?
I think who's doing a really good job now. I think Carly Pierce is really cool. I know she's in her 30s. It's not about age, but I'm just saying like, she seems so relatable. The songs are great. Sings her booty off. I think Ella Langley. Yeah. God, she's so cool. Yeah. And her songs are really good. Yeah. And she's brunette. Right.
No, she seems like a badass too. Like she just doesn't take no shit.
Yeah. And I love it. But she's also like, I saw an interview of hers the other day and she's like, I'm not going to use autotune because when you come to a live show, that's what it is. It's a live show. And that's like something that all artists should look up to. Yes, I get that when you go to the live show, you want it to sound like the record and you want everything to be, you know, smooth and whatever. But I think it's really cool that like, yeah, I am out of breath. Right. Like I sing on Broadway for 4 hours. Yeah. I can't put auto-tune on those mics. And sometimes I'm running around and I'm gassed. Yeah. I'm like, hang on, I gotta wait till I sing the bridge. You know what I mean? Like that's real.
Well, especially, you know, Broadway, I feel like a lot of artists learn how to entertain crowds, right? They learn how to keep up, you know, play those multiple hour long shows, you know. And then when you go out on the road and you play a 45-minute set, you're like, that's it?
Yeah, you're like, oh, it's over. Yeah. No, I've totally been in that boat too. Like I've been on the road a few times a bunch in the last like 3 years, and going from a 4-hour set to a 30, 45-minute set of your own music, I blink and it's over. I'm like, whoa, that was crazy. Yeah. And it also like, you can kind of tell like the Ella Langleys and those kind of people, like they grew up performing. Oh, yeah. And they perform for their dinner. Right. And you can see that in their show. They know they can talk to the audience. Right. They can have fun on stage and dance around and like all those things. And that's like kind of a thing that like social media was like, let's just throw all these people on stage. And they were like,
no, it's funny. There's rock stars and then there's business rock stars where they're still a rock star, but they're all about, you know, engaging with the fans, making sure they got their money's worth, you know.
Yes.
And then they're going on to the next show, making sure that happens, that next show, you know. It's really cool to see.
Yeah.
What would you say are some of like the best benefits that you've gotten from playing down on Broadway and stuff like that?
I think so I take vocal lessons at Singing Success from Brett Manning, and he like changed my entire life taking vocal lessons from him. But one thing I learned is your vocal cords are a muscle, and you have to work them to keep them in shape. And I sing on Broadway every Thursday and every Saturday, sometimes more, but it's, you know, whatever. My vocal range in the last 5 years, even in the last 6 months, just keeps growing because I'm using it all the time. I keep working those muscles. And not only are your vocal cords a muscle, I think your stage presence is a muscle.
Yes, absolutely.
I am up on stage talking about how I have a bird's nest in my front yard because I'm so comfortable up there. And I think that's something you have to like do often to like be comfortable up there. I don't give a shit what I'm talking about. I'm like, well, last week I went to the doctor and everyone's like, what?
Yeah. And like, sadly, like if you're not comfortable on stage, you don't necessarily come off like super authentic. Right. So the more comfortable you are on stage, the more authentic you come off to your fans and stuff. And they're like, yeah, I like that girl, or yeah, I like that dude, you know, like, because they're more relatable. You know? Do you have any like cool like fan experiences or maybe crazy Broadway stories that you can tell us?
Okay, I have a couple. So the first one was my first gig on Broadway at Tootsie's. Chris Pratt was there in the VIP lounge. And I was like a child. I was so young, and I like wanted to talk to him so bad. So I went outside, you know, like those guys that like sell roses. I went and bought one and gave it to him. Who does that? I don't know. I didn't know any better.
That's awesome.
But he was like, "Oh my gosh, can you play White Liar by Miranda Lambert?" And I was like, "Sure." I didn't know that song, but I did it. You see everybody on Broadway. Brad Paisley has played right before me. Tyler Farr. Everybody goes to Broadway. I've seen,
especially Tootsie's in general too.
Tootsie's in general is where I saw those people. I've seen Jason Aldean at his bar. Jason Aldean's, him and Brittany were literally sitting up at the top watching me. It was insane. I will say I got nervous. I like don't get nervous, but it was him at his bar, and I was like, don't mess up. And the most recent one that was crazy was Benson Boone.
Okay.
He was at my gig before his show at Ascend, and he was like watching us, and I thought he'd left, so I pointed at the spot he was standing at, and I was like, guys, to my band, I was like, that's Benson Boone.
Yeah. But
he was like watching me above. He just moved to the balcony above, and he was watching me point to where he was and fangirl, and I was like, I can't recover from this. I think he's cool. Everyone says I hate Benson Boone. I love Benson Boone.
That's cool.
Benson, I love you. In a platonic way. Anyway, oh my gosh, so many people.
What are playing down on Broadway, what are some like negative experiences that you had, you know?
The late nights, everybody's hammered, so they're not really listening. You have to approach Broadway when you are becoming an artist and you want to get to the next step. You want to get on the road and play your own music. You want to open it up for Luke Bryan, Megan Roney, like all those people, Shania. Like, you kind of have to use Broadway as a tool, and you can't think about it as, oh God, I gotta go to Broadway again and sing for 4 hours, and this is excruciating work. Because it is so soul sucking. Like, I go down there and I'm like,
you're a normal person, you know, and it's like you have bad days just like everyone else. You know? It's hard to wake up and go put on a smile and do that. And it sucks
to like go sing for money, because like that's how I pay my rent and I pay my bills and I buy my groceries is the money that I make on Broadway. Some days are better than others, but I like put on these rose-colored glasses and I go, this is a tool. I'm using this to build my stage presence, to build my vocals, to build even just my repertoire of songs. So when I go out on the road, it's second nature. You just kind of have to use it as that building block, because otherwise you hate it.
Yeah. How do you like mix originals in? Like, do artists or like do fans have to request that, or are you kind of allowed to sprinkle those in through?
I think you're definitely allowed to do it, which is cool that you're allowed to now, but we kind of wait till they're requested.
Right.
And like on Broadway, I don't play with my band specifically. Like the band that I go out on the road with, they're all playing for other people right now until I go back on the road. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I just send like my charts to the band that I'm playing with, and I'm like, hey, if this gets requested, I have this for us. And I play with super talented musicians. I play with Cole Phillips now every Thursday and Saturday, and like he plays for Gretchen Wilson. So when he's not with her,
that's awesome. That's cool.
No, but it's his gig, it's his band, and I just have fun with them every weekend. But yeah, I mean, people do request it though. But it also comes from, I'll say, hey, I'm Madeline Carter, blah, blah, blah. Or I'll sing a song and then my bass player, Kale, will be like, that's Madeline Carter and she has original music out. If you want to hear it, scan the QR code, blah, blah, blah. And then people will scan it, look at my Spotify and go, oh my gosh, play Cool It Cowboy.
Love it.
Like that kind of stuff. And it's so cool because the band can just kind of pick it up and play it.
Yeah. So going like kind of the opposite end of this, the thing, writing these songs. How do you like look at going into a room and maybe the people you write with and like doing that whole thing? Like how do you do that process of songwriting?
Some people are probably super strategic about songwriting. I go into songwriting as, oh my gosh, I'm creating something that didn't exist 3 hours ago, and it's a work of art, and I'm doing it with my friends, and it's fun.
Yeah.
And I mean, someday there will be a strategy to it because I'll be like, hey, I'm only writing for this project and I'm only doing this. I'm not just starting. I've been here for 10 years, but it's like, I'm lucky to be able to just go into the room and be like, let's write the best song.
Right.
And sometimes that song is for me. Sometimes that song is for another artist in the room. I'm mainly the artist in the room because that is probably the only strategic thing that I do because I'm trying to just stockpile songs.
Yeah.
But sometimes I write for other people because it's like so fun to write for other people. Is it a sad
song usually, a happy song? Like
it varies.
Yeah.
I just had this conversation the other day. They were like, how do you pick the vibe? And I was like, I couldn't tell you because it just like happens. Like you can't explain how that happens until you're in the room and you see it. Cause we just wrote a song the other day. I had this song idea and the concept was nothing magic. And it was like kind of a melancholy-esque vibe I had in my head.
Yeah. And
then we just wrote this like banger that was like, and we completely wrote the hook a different way than I thought it was going to come out. And it was because everyone was like, no, I actually hear this is like sassy. And then I was like, oh my gosh, no, I do too. And then my friend Ryan, who like produces all my stuff, like built this sick track and it was just like so cool. So the vibe can also change. Like you could be writing a sad song and then you're like, you know what if we twisted it this way and made it fun? Yeah. And then you're like, oh yeah, you're right. So I don't know. The vibes just are vibing sometimes. Right. You just go with the vibe.
So you're technically independent. And so to kind of tell us about that and some of those people that you consistently write with as well.
Yeah. Being independent, I think, used to be like this big superpower that, everyone's like, I'm an independent artist. I'm doing this all by myself.
Yeah.
Which is so hard.
It's
hard. It is the steepest mountain I've ever climbed in my entire life. And like, I don't know how to climb mountains. So it's like it's fun, but scary. And being independent though, like I was kind of saying about songwriting, I'm so lucky to be able to not have a super specific strategy with who I write with and stuff, because in Nashville, I feel like there's classes that rise together, and the class of, I'm just saying this because I just mentioned her name before, Megan Maroney, like the people she wrote with and the people that she kind of was rising with, those people all rose together.
Yeah.
And so like, I write a ton with Connor, who's our friend. So I wrote a ton with him, and I wrote a ton with my friend Emma and my best friend Kaylee. And
like having your small groups and being collaborative is a huge benefit in this town.
And it helps because they know you. Like, yes, it's beneficial to write with new people and open new doors and like get that next, notch up. But like to be able to just sit with friends and be like, shoot, I'm going through this breakup this week or this thing this week. And then they're like, oh, shoot. Yeah. Like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Take that out of there.
And there's no question, right? You can go into a room and they kind of get your vibe.
Yeah.
They kind of know what's about to happen.
They can read your mind basically in a musical way.
Yeah.
They're like,
or maybe they have an idea started and they're like, hey, this would be cool for you.
right.
And I always think that's cool. It's like, a lot of songwriters might come up with the idea even before they write and bring it in and everyone's like, yeah, let's write that. Or they're like, no, let's not write that,
Yeah. I mean, it is crazy because like I've written with people where I've shouted out like 5 ideas and everyone's like, not the vibe for today.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, well, I can't get my feelings hurt because it wasn't the vibe. Because then we wrote a song that was fabulous afterwards. And I was like, okay, that was the vibe. But I mean, yeah, it's just cool to understand how somebody's brain works too, because you have to know your strengths when you go into a writing room. Are you good at melody? Are you the idea guy? Are you the vibe guy? Are you the lyric guy? Are you like the person that just writes the most sick bridge anyone's ever heard in their life? Like you go in knowing that strength, and you also kind of can build a room knowing your strengths and knowing other people's strengths.
Yeah.
So it's like weird to talk about. Like we just write songs for a living.
How would you say your songwriting has changed, maybe since you started songwriting until now?
Oh my gosh. I listened to the songs when I first moved to town and I'm like, what?
I think this is the case for everyone.
Yeah.
Even the big artists, the massive ones, they can all say this,
Yeah. It's like crazy to see the growth because so one person specifically, my friend Emma, I've been writing, she's my first co-write ever. I wrote with her and it was just us two. Yeah. And I can't remember the song. What was it called? Anyway, I thought I did, but she kind of showed me how to be collaborative with somebody else. And like we were talking maybe like a year ago and she's like, you've grown so much because just like your vocal cords and just like your stage presence, your songwriting is a muscle. And the more you do it, the more you kind of flesh out ideas and see how it works. I feel like now, back in the day, I'd go into a room like 5 years ago and I'd be like, I think I want to write this. Oh, that's a good idea. Right. And then I didn't want to write that and I hated that idea. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like now I go into a room and I'm like, we could beat that. That can be better. This melody could be different. Like I think to be a good writer, you just have to know what you want to hear. Right. And I know what I want to hear now. And I know what sounds good and what doesn't sound good. And I also can kind of like have kind of a gauge. I mean, no one has a gauge on what the masses are going to love, but
what would you say like your style is that you're trying to like put out, like what your music represents and, maybe the things that you're coming out with and everything like that?
I think just like I have a very funny, goofy side of me that just wants to have fun. Right. And then I also have a really emotional side of me that's like, I cry over spilt milk and I'm so proud of that. Yeah. But like the stuff that's coming out now, like within the next 3 months is that fun, like just cool, crazy side of me. Like I don't care. Like, I just want to have fun and sing my songs and dance around on stage and have a good time and have a glass of wine and be a little tipsy. You know what I mean? Right, and absolutely. I love glitter and cheetah print and country and pop music, like those kinds of things. But then there's like this one zinger on this next project that's just so sad. And I think I don't have a filter in my real life, so I like to not have a filter in my music. And a song that's out called Why Baby Why, super honest, basically calling yourself toxic too. Like I know this relationship is toxic, but I don't want to get out of it because going through a breakup sucks and I don't want to do that right now. So I'll just stay miserable. And I don't think a lot of girls admit that because they're like, oh no, I'm a strong woman. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you are strong, but like admit it, you've been toxic too. Because I'm toxic a lot. But anyway, and then there's another one called Love You Less that's not out yet, but it's basically you are watching this guy fall out of love with you. And it's so heartbreaking. Yeah. But the rest of the songs are like, female empowerment. Like, cool it, cowboy. Like, chill, bro. I don't need you to buy me a drink. I can do that myself.
So would you say living in Nashville and kind of dealing with the dating scene kind of helped influence some of these songs?
Yes. I mean, yes. The dating scene in Nashville, I can't speak on much now, but like, I mean, it's just situationship after situationship. And like, I love that for me as a songwriter.
Right.
I hate that for my heart. That's a really good idea. I'm going to write that down.
Yeah.
But I love that for my songwriting because everyone is crazy. And I mean, I don't even know how to explain it.
It's hard to write a song when your life is picture perfect.
Exactly. And I will say I'm like really happy in my life right now. And like, I'll play a song and my boyfriend will be like, who's that about? And I'm like, I'm making this stuff up. I'm making it up. I don't know.
You're an artist. You're creating.
It's a character. I'm playing a character. And she is sad and going through a breakup. Apparently, I'm writing a book.
That's awesome.
But yeah, like in the past, I've been with just not fantastic men and they help me write fantastic songs.
Hey, that's great. And at least you're not the problem. That's it. That's all that matters, right?
I'm not the problem.
No, that's great. So living in Nashville, what are some great, advice you can give to people maybe moving to Nashville in the future?
I've actually thought about this recently, like what I would tell my younger self. And I think the best advice is I have become more confident, a better writer, a better performer, and a better human being in general when I just liked myself.
Right.
Like, be so confident in who you are that like no one can tell you otherwise. Because I think I wavered so much when I first moved here. Like, maybe I'll do country, maybe I'll do pop, maybe I'll do punk, maybe I'll do rock, like all these things, like, because I didn't know who I was.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, I mean, I guess I could do that. But now I know that I'm weird and crazy and
you know yourself. You
I
know
know
what
myself.
you want to do.
Yeah. And I'm like, this is the sound I'm chasing. It's a very different sound because I'm just different. Like, you have to know that about yourself.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Because you're not going to, I really don't think you're going to make it that far if you're just like, well, anything goes.
Yeah. So how do you balance your like faith and stuff dealing with the music industry? That can be very toxic sometimes.
Faith is the thing that keeps me going, I think. Yeah. Because if I didn't have my relationship with God and I didn't have church on Sunday, I wouldn't have something to come back to and to ground me because it's really hard. I've had high highs. I've had very high highs, but man, have I had lows. But I think it's so, so, so important to be at the top of that mountain and praise God and thank God and say, thank you so much for bringing me here.
Right.
And then when you're at the low, thank you for protecting me and loving me. Help me get out of this. You're the only person that can get me out of this. Yeah. It's a balance of don't forget God when you're up here because this is the most important because you're going to come crashing down. It's inevitable. What goes up must come down. Yeah. And you kind of just have to be like, I'm trusting you with this. Yeah. Because my lows are, dang, like I thought I'd be further by now. I thought I'd be doing this. I thought I'd be doing that. I thought I'd be with this person. I thought I would be the same as that person. Yes. And I mean, I would go absolutely bonkers if I didn't have, I'm doing the Bible in a year and I pray in the morning, or if I don't have time in the morning, I do it later in the day. But like that keeps me going because I would be.
Well, most people, everyone has that roller coaster, right? But I feel like when you're in the music industry, it's up and down, it's steep.
Okay, the normal roller coaster in life is like one at a county fair, like those rides, and the one for the music industry is freaking Six Flags.
Yes. Yes, up and down.
And then it also just like spins 7 times and then throws you off the side, and it's crazy.
It's wild. What are some of your coolest experiences? Maybe it's a show you've played outside of Nashville. you know, that you can kind of tell us about that maybe is someone you open up for your own show, you know?
My favorite show that jumps out at me, that this show is my why. Yeah. So like, I think it's important to also have a big why as an artist. I was opening up for my friend Chase McDaniel, and he played, 2 shows. He went on this tour and he asked me to open, and I was like, okay, thank you. That's crazy. Duh. And he played at Exit In, and I opened for him at Exit In, and it was, I think if it wasn't sold out, it was damn near sold out, but I didn't know that. And first of all, I'm super thankful that he asked me to do that, because that's how I kind of wrangled in my original show. But I walked out and I like forgot the words to my song because there were so many people there and I had no idea. And I was like,
that's a good reason why, you know, at least you didn't walk out to 5 people and forget the words. I mean,
it was just really cool to see that. And then that same run of like a couple months later, we played in Chicago. We played at Joe's on Weed Street, and I will never, ever, ever forget that show. Yeah. Same thing. If it wasn't sold out, there was like 5 tickets left. Like it was so full in there, nobody could move. And I went out on stage, and every single person from my hometown came there. They drove to Chicago because it's like it's not 5 hours or something, 6 maybe. And people were singing the words to my songs.
That's so cool.
And sometimes I'll just go back and watch those videos and cry because I need a good tear jerker.
No, it's so cool. Especially, I've heard great stuff about that venue as well. Legendary people have played there.
I love Joe's on Weed. I love Joe's on Rosemont. And I also just love playing in the Midwest. There is something about country fans in the Midwest that just...
They appreciate it more than your normal people, you know?
And they love it because they live it.
Right.
And I mean, so do people in the South. But I'll say, like, I played in the South and they weren't as crazy rowdy as the Midwest.
Right.
I played in Wisconsin, another one. It was my show, it was my headline show, and I did like my original set and a ton of covers because it was like a long set. It was like 2 hours or something like that. Right. Oh my God, was that fun? Like the crowd was like, ah! And my guitar player's from Wisconsin too, so they like ate that out of the palm of our hands. That's awesome. It was insane. Like, I've never sweat as much as I did in that show. I was like drenched by the end of it, and also very drunk.
Yeah.
So
well, that's the best thing. You know, you probably don't even think about it. You know, obviously you're having a few drinks, but it's just fun. You know, the fun part of it sinks in, and you're like, oh, we're done. Dang.
I know. I was mad, and then I wanted to hang out, but everyone was like, we got to go home. We got to wake up at 3 a.m. And I was like, hey, I'll just stay up.
Yeah.
Which I didn't do. That would have been dumb. But anyways.
Speaking of shows, you were on The Voice.
Yes.
Tell me about that experience.
I was on The Voice in 2020. Yeah, end of 2020. COVID season year. 19. It was during COVID. It wasn't the season where they like sent the contestants home and then they had to like film from their house.
It was like the next
one. Yeah. So I was in LA the whole time. The difference was, yes, I was in LA, but I couldn't leave. Like you had to stay. So I was there for like 6 months. And I lived in a hotel room. It was crazy. It was a great experience. It was so fun. I mean,
did you like LA and like?
I don't like LA, but I mean, I'm just not a fan of LA because I went when I was a kid and didn't really like it. And, plus I didn't get to see it. I didn't get to do anything. I was just at the hotel and then at rehearsals. But I love Kelly Clarkson. She was my coach. She's the nicest person ever.
Badass.
Kelly blocked Blake for me. And I never I just stayed on her team the whole time. I didn't lose a battle. I didn't lose a knockout. I didn't I never got traded. I just worked my way to the lives.
Well, did you have to deal with any guest coaches or anything like that?
Yes, I had. And the first, when each coach has their own guest, mine was Leon Bridges, and he's just so chill.
That's sick.
And then when we had the super mentor or whatever, it was Usher.
Dang.
And I love Usher. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Walking in. No, I didn't do that. But he's so cool. When he played the Super Bowl, I lost my mind. I was screaming at my TV, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I love him. But no, he was really cool. And he gave me really good advice that I legit take with me to this day.
He seems like a good dude.
He's just normal.
Right.
I thought he was going to be like
Yeah.
Usher, but he's like Usher.
Yeah.
Like, he's just cool.
Yeah. He's a shorter dude, right?
I couldn't really tell, to be honest. I know. I think probably.
Yeah.
I'm also freakishly tall, so like, I'm actually a pretty normal height. I always just thought I was tall, but for a girl, I'm tall. But I don't know. I couldn't tell. And I'm being totally honest because he was like far away because it was COVID, so we couldn't breathe on each other.
I've been seeing recently on like TikTok and Instagram, he does like the cherry thing at his concerts where he'll go walk around the crowd and like go up to women and like hold up a cherry.
Oh, does he have to like?
Yeah, and then he comes like really close to their face.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I did see that.
You know, that's funny.
Yeah.
So, like more about The Voice and stuff like that. Kind of tell us like who were some of your friends maybe on The Voice at the time, or the people that you were with, and
okay, I have a really crazy story about who I was friends with. So I was on the show. I was really close to this girl, Taryn Papa. She's married now. I was close with, it was mainly just Taryn, and then
do you stay in touch with these people still, or you kind of just
Taryn, like, yeah, I feel like life just gets busy though.
right, like do like people like, I mean, not everyone from The Voice, right, just moves to Nashville after or whatever. Like it just, people kind of go and do their own thing. I'm guessing.
I feel like I was close with the people that lived in Nashville though. Like we were just like a Nashville crew.
Yeah.
I feel like if I saw Taryn on the street, I'd probably jump into her arms and be like, "Oh my god, I miss you!" You know what I mean? But this other guy, this is my favorite story ever. So I was on The Voice with this guy Tanner. Got super close with him on the show. Like we're very similar, like just really good friends. And we went home on the same day. So anyways, we got to go home like in the middle of filming in October. Right. And I think in October then is when Tanner met my friend. I can't remember. If I get this timeline wrong, forgive me. But so my best friend, Rebecca, I met her the day I moved here, and she has a twin sister, Molly.
Okay.
And Molly was either just visiting or just moving here. I can't remember because she lives here now. And she met Tanner. Yep. And I didn't think anything of it. And then after The Voice, we both came home, and I invited my friends out for my birthday. So I invited Molly and Rebecca, and my friend Katie was in town. Yeah. And then I invited my friend Tanner from The Voice, and then this other guy, Max, who was also on The Voice a couple seasons before me. And Tanner and Molly met, and now they are getting married in 2 months.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, you're welcome.
Yeah. Are these guys still doing music and stuff?
Yeah, his name's Tanner Gomes. He's so good. Mm-hmm. He literally, I mean, I love his voice. Like, it's just like I feel like when people like to a fault, when they think of country music, they think of beer, truck, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. He can sing. Yeah. Like, they think of people that just sing country songs. Right. He sings all over that thing. Right. Like, he's so good. That's cool. He's, releasing music left and right, and the songs are great. And I think Taryn is still releasing music. I haven't talked to her recently, but everyone's just kind of trucking along.
Oh, that's cool. Like, it's almost like your own little class of like not school, but like, like you guys all went through it together. So it
is, yeah. And it is something to go through together because it like messes with your emotions while you're in it. Mm-hmm. Once you're out of it, you're like, oh my gosh, why did that hurt my feelings so bad? But when you were in it, you were like, oh my God, I have to make it through. Like, it's so funny, but it definitely is a class because a lot of people in Nashville have been on The Voice.
What were those songs that they were, making you sing or, wanting you to sing on The Voice?
I did mainly country. I auditioned with Girl by Maren Morris. Mm-hmm. And then my next song, this was the one frickin' curveball that I had no clue how I was going to do this. I got Nobody Wants to Be Lonely, which is like a Ricky Martin and Christina Aguilera song in Spanish.
Nice.
And I was like, why? But that was my battle, which I think is where it's either battle or knockout, one of those where I sing it with somebody, and he taught me how to sing it in Spanish.
Dang.
Because I wanted to. I didn't want to be like, I'll do this part in English and you do the Spanish. Like I wanted it to be collaborative. So I learned that in Spanish, and I won that round. It was so hard.
Yeah. Did you do did you take Spanish in high school or anything?
No, I took German.
Yeah, me too.
Why did we do that?
Exactly.
And I will say though, I didn't forget it. And like, I think I might be going to Germany later this year. And I'm so pumped because I can say like, my Name ist. Like,
I forgot everything from my German. My German teacher was kind of hot, so it was a little bit of a distraction. But also the issue, like, I can say null. That's 0, I think. That's the only thing I remember from that.
I can still count.
Wiener Schnitzel.
Wiener Schnitzel. Sure, you could say that.
Yeah.
You can say like, like, how are you? Isn't it du bist du bist du? And then like,
we used to do like every Friday she would make or tell us if we wanted to bring in like a German dish. Ooh. So it would like be like a potluck, so everyone would bring in food. And
we did that too.
It was good.
Yeah, it was really so good. I can still count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can count in lots of languages though. Lots.
Are you German? Like
I don't know. I mean, my dad was adopted, so we don't. I'm probably Italian because he's very Italian looking.
Yeah.
My mom is literally 50% Swedish, so I'm 25% Swedish because my grandpa was from Sweden.
Damn.
So I know I'm Swedish. That's kind of German-esque, but not.
It's crazy, like, and I mean, I know a little bit too, but not enough. But how much we don't know about like our ancestry and stuff. I
know. It is crazy. And you think about like the second you get a dog, you're like, what kind of dog is that?
Right.
Shoot, that's a super mutt. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a super mutt. I don't know. I got so many things going on. And I'm Italian, Swedish.
Italian hybrid.
Norwegian. I am an Italian hybrid. Zoom, zoom.
That's awesome. That's cool. So, do you have any cool shows coming up that you want to talk about, or maybe I know you said you can't really, can you announce your release date for the project or no?
Yeah, I'm not going to announce the date, but I do, like I will. I mean, I have a EP coming out.
Yeah.
It's called Introducing Madeline Carter. And it's 7 songs. So that's the most songs I've ever put on a project. So I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
And that will come out in September.
Tell us a little bit about that transition because you went from, you changed to Madeline Carter recently, right? So kind of tell us about that.
So I changed it. And the name wasn't just willy-nilly, like picked out of a hat, but my actual last name is Conser. And when I say that, you're like, oh, that's spelled Konser. Yeah. Or Conser. And you're like, no, that's wrong. Or when people read it, they go consoir, consor, concierge, connoisseur. And I'm like, yeah, probably French too, by the way. Right. But I'm like, that's wrong. But I found when I'm singing on stage in a Broadway setting or any setting, I say my name and I get no followers, which that doesn't matter, but it's because they can't spell my name.
Right.
So I was like, what could I do to fix this problem? Because it's just frustrating. And also, I'm kind of doing a rebrand. Like the music that's coming out now is so different. And it's finally, like I said, my sound that I've found and I love. And I have a clear direction I'm running down. And so when I was born, my parents didn't find out if I was a boy or girl until I was born. Yeah. And so they had some names picked out. If I was a boy, one of them was Carter. Nice. And if I was a girl, it was either Victoria or Madeline. And they went with Madeline. And so we were just kind of like throwing it around. Like, wouldn't that be funny if it was Madeline Carter, which that was almost your name? Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, that is really cool. So, and also Carter it's still a C, which I like. Yeah. But also on my dad's side, he's adopted. So on his adopted family's side, I think my grandma's maiden name is Carter. Right. So it's in the family, but it's also was almost my name. So I think it's kind of cool.
The girl names that my parents had for me were awful.
What were they? I must know.
Porsche was one.
Slay.
It's not
The difference between a Porsche and a Porsche is having one.
Right. And it's like, look at me, imagine me. I would have been an ugly Porsche. I'll tell you that.
No.
I would have been a Porsche. No, and then Presley was the other one. Presley's not too
Presley's
bad.
sick.
That's kind of cool.
That's really cool.
But it's the double P I don't like because my last name is Packan, so it's like, come on. You couldn't do better there.
Presley Packan.
Yeah.
Shoot, you should have been from Alabama then.
Right.
But you're from Michigan,
yeah,
so.
the great Midwest. Are you a football watcher or?
I'm a Packer fan,
Okay.
but
Go Lions.
I look at the TV and I go, they're throwing the ball and he caught it. Now it's on the ground.
Right.
I don't know what's going on. I've had people try to explain football to me 7 times.
Do your
and I'm
parents have like Packer stuff hung up in the house or anything?
No, the problem about my family is my mother is from Minnesota and my dad is from Wisconsin, so she's a Vikings fan.
Got it. Oh, wow.
And he's a Packer fan. So every Christmas, I got a Viking sweater, a Packer sweater. I got a Vikings jersey, and I got a Packer jersey. And I never wore the Viking stuff. I always wore the Packer stuff.
So, great. That's good to know.
Packer fan.
Are you an Aaron Rodgers fan?
Yes, Aaron Rodgers, Clay Matthews. My favorite player though was Clinton Dix, and he's not with with them anymore. Yeah. And I wanted that jersey more than anything I've ever wanted in my life, and you can't find him anywhere.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I liked Eddie Lacy back when he was on the team.
Yeah, when even was that?
It had to be like 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
But he put on weight and stuff. He put on like 50 pounds. The dude was a walking fridge. It was awesome. It was so cool.
That's funny.
So we're were Thanksgiving games big for you? Like,
I mean, kind of, just because my whole family would come in from Minnesota, so it would just be me and my dad against the world.
Yeah.
But I don't know, kind of. I mean, my cousins played football, so they really like football, and we're all the same age. Yeah. But I was just like in the basement watching my Shania Twain video. I don't know.
Are you a Titans fan now?
I don't know. This makes me so lame.
Right.
Sure. I've gone to Titans games, and they're so fun.
Yeah.
And I did go to the Titans game when the Packers came to Tennessee, and I sat right in the middle in the front row.
Oh, that's cool.
My mom was supposed to come with me, and then she couldn't come for some reason. So I was singing this random gig at Rippy's. This was also, by the way, like 7 years ago. Yeah. This random gig, and I asked my friend, and the guy I was singing with, his name was Ryan. He's still crushing it in here in town. And I was like, "You want to go to the Packers game with me? Right. These are the seats." And he's like, "Are you kidding me?" He's like, "Do I have to buy the ticket?" I was like, I don't know. I'm just going. So come." It was like really random, but fun.
That's so cool. So you've been in Nashville for a few years now. What's your favorite spots to hang out, play at, that whole thing?
I'm going to gatekeep. No, I'm kidding. Nobody can know. My favorite spots to hang out. I love Old Glory. I love that bar. And then Barcelona. I love the little Edge Hill area.
There's Jack Brown's over there.
Jack Brown's.
And the Italian place too. That's good. What's it called, Nolan? I always forget the name of this place. It's gas.
Iggy's?
It's actually a sign that I forgot it. Don't go there. It's a hidden gem.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said
Italian
we got to gatekeep.
Yeah.
What's the Italian place though? I don't know what you're talking about. I love Italian food. It's there in Edge Hill?
Yeah.
Bella Napoli.
Yeah.
Sorry. Bleep it out. Nolan, give me a sound effect. Beep.
Yeah.
Okay. But no, I do like it there. We do need to gatekeep that.
Bar Taco's fire too.
Bar Taco's good, but you know what's better?
Tell me.
Bakersfield.
I have to try it.
The Lord himself put that queso on the table. Yeah. It's so good.
It's good.
Oh my gosh. I actually probably will go there tonight now that I'm talking about it.
What's your favorite food to get in Nashville? Is it that? Yeah.
It's the Bakersfield. It's the shrimp taco. That's going to be my last meal on this earth someday. God forbid. But 2 shrimp tacos with the queso.
Right.
And then they have like this rice and beans side that I don't know why. It's literally rice and beans, but it's incredible. Mm-hmm. I would lick the plate.
There's a lot of good like Mexican places in Nashville, I feel like.
And I will say Barcelona. Anything at that Barcelona serves, licking the plate. I also could just chug wine. So
they have like the what's it called? Like it's like the waiter or the chef picks the menu for you or something. Like they
at Barcelona.
Yeah, like they just bring out a bunch of food.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
they do. If you have like a group of people, you can say like. I don't even know what you call that, but it's like
I've
done that
family
before.
Style or something, you know?
Yeah, and they
That's
just
cool.
like pass it around so good. I'm also really hungry.
That sounds so good.
I know.
And they do like the wine too, right?
That's the best part. They just pour wine down your throat.
Somehow it doesn't, like they'll go all the way up and it doesn't spill on you or nothing.
They're like very specially trained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. So before we get out of here and we sign off, kind of tell us, you know, what's coming up in your life, things you're excited about. You know, maybe give kind of fans a look into these new songs of like, hey, this is what I'm trying to say through these songs.
Well, the project coming out, I just want people to peer into the last few years of my life.
Right.
And like, you know, I've had my ups, I've had my downs. I also just want people to see me for who I am, which I kind of mentioned before. I'm just like a silly, goofy girl.
Right.
I just want to have fun.
Yeah.
Because your life is so short. We're only here once. So like, live it up.
Right.
And I also want to, this is so cliche, but I just want girls to like feel good in who they are.
Right.
And a lot of my songs, are just like very honest, and I don't want people to be ashamed of the way that they're feeling. Like if you're in a relationship just because you don't want to go through a breakup, girl, I've been there. I feel you. Like that's fine. Get out of it eventually. I'll come help. Shoot, I'll freaking kick his butt for you. But like, I don't know. I want people to like feel, I want to be a safe space.
Yes.
I guess, because I feel like some girls are just so worried about, oh my God, they're going to think I'm weird.
Yeah.
They're going to, oh my gosh, I want to like get up and dance, but like, oh, it's not cool. Yes, it is.
Yep.
That's the coolest person you can be is yourself.
Right.
So I don't know. I think, you know, the fun, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the emotional all wrapped up into one package with a bow.
That's great. So where can they find you on social media?
Just look up Madeline Carter.
Yeah.
The handle will be that Maddie C. Which I love because people just call me Maddie C. And it fits because Carter still has a C.
You got
TikTok, Instagram, X, this, that, the other.
Spotify,
Farmers
Apple,
only.
you name it. Farmers only.
Sorry.
Hey, you could make an appearance on the show. You never know.
Yeah. Farmer wants a wife. Yeah. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, all the things.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Good Boy. Sponsored by Good Boy. Be a good boy and drink one of them teas. Anyway.
Still waiting for that sponsorship.
Please cut that out. No.